guys, welcome back to Advanced Elements. As always, I'm Nathan, joined by David and Christian, and this week we'll be going into the meta breakdown with Quicksilver Cup having just finished this past weekend. But I guess we'll start off with how you guys feeling about the meta generally. Christian, you want to go first?
I love it. I think that it is the best meta that we've ever had in our lives. I think fire is an amazing element. The color red is just beautiful. In fact, your shirt is red, Nathan. It's quite becoming of you. Also, water color blue sucks. Blue sucks. I think because blue sucks, water sucks as well. So, in my professional opinion, water is no good. And wind, I don't know what wind is. You can't see it. Wind is an element that you can't see, and also you can't really see it in this format right now. It's pretty great. I'm having a great time. Oh God. No. I'm fine, guys. I'm not suffering. I'm actually really enjoying this meta so far. Wait, what was the question again?
Just how you're feeling about the game right now, man.
I'm feeling great. I'm getting stomped at locals all the time, but it takes me a while to get out of that hole that I've dug myself in. But the next day I wake up and I'm feeling good. So everything is okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good. David, how about you?
it's great. Love it. Best format ever. Fire. Good. Great.
You know what? I was being sarcastic. He's being serious. He's telling the truth.
All I'm saying is, guys, just at the beginning of the Quicksilver Cup, it was pretty diverse. That's all I'm gonna say.
At the beginning of
Very diverse format.
Actually,
Yeah, beginner format. Like there was 34 fire decks. There was 33 wind decks. There was double digits of water decks.
Anyway, Nathan, how about you? How are you enjoying this meta?
Yeah, I feel like I'm like the personification of that, like, this is fine, like, dog that's sitting in the house that's just on fire. Because that's my world right now. It's on fire. It's just, everything is fire. Around me, everything. I keep saying, like, I just get bodied by something, and I just keep saying, like, oh, don't worry about it, like, I'll figure it out, I'll find something. I'm not sure if things are fine, but I'm gonna keep saying they are, and honestly, I've been playing like a lot of this game. The game is putting me through the paces of trying to beat this metagame.
You'll be fine.
Ultimately, this will be fine. This will be fine. We will find a win deck that will get there. And like Tristan made top 8 at Quick Cup, so like maybe I just gotta stop playing bad decks and start playing good decks or something, or stop playing decks that are bad decks disguised as good decks and just commit to playing bad decks. One of those two things will happen for sure. But yeah, with that out of the way, I think we can get straight into the Quicksilver Cup.
Yes, Quicksilver
Any
Cup.
first thoughts that you guys have?
So, how many people were there?
It is an 80-player event.
Okay, 80 players. Not that many, actually. I thought there would be more.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly small event. Given the scope of it, I think it was just kind of like out of the way for a lot of the international audience.
And the prize pool was quite generous, right?
It was quite generous.
Yeah, quite generous. I think like between Ascent Auckland and then like a lot of people are planning to go to Ascent Aki. A lot of people have saved their leave days and travel funds for those events.
Yeah.
So didn't make it up to QS Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like the reason that like I didn't go. So
Same here. I'm going to Ascent Auckland. So
anything else stay out to you guys? I think there was like a small weird thing when I found out the event was on, because I knew it was on the weekend and I was trying to find a live stream of it, but like the event just wasn't streamed, which struck me as weird for an event this size. Like I don't really know what's going on, but like I guess it's fine.
Because the Quicksilver, it's not just here, right? It's gonna be in America as well, right? Like Quicksilver Cup, because it's between the regionals and the nationals. Is that what it is, or is it
between the regionals and an Ascent? So it's below Ascent.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the name Quicksilver Cup, it's like in other regions they will have it as well. Is that right?
I have no idea. I kind of
I'm
thought it was a
not
one-off thing for the Auckland.
Oh, is it a one-off thing? Is it?
That's what I understood.
For me, it was just a bit disappointing that we don't get to see gameplay of all these new decks for the metagame.
Especially it's like the start of a format, right?
yeah, I mean, it would be exciting to like actually see these decks in play, and you can see the list and like kind of figure out how most of them play. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like to have the content to put on the side, and sometimes you learn things. So
Is it normal to have such a big gap between a large scale tournament and the release of a new set?
I think normally there's
Those-
been an ascent like 2 weeks after most set
2
releases.
weeks.
This is what Quicksilver Cup is what on the third week of the set release. And then Boston's going to be on the 5th. So yeah, I think it is longer than most of the time.
Yeah, because usually after 2 weeks, you kind of, get a feel for what the meta is like. I mean, we do have a feel for what the meta is like, but, having some sort of like data to go behind is always helpful.
Is it wind?
Yeah, it's totally wind. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good wind decks around.
So much wind. There's wind in my room right now.
Let's take that transition to talk about some of the decks that we saw. So,
Okay.
obviously, if you're looking at the top lists, there's a lot of fire. There's one win list made it into day 2, and that one list happened to also make it into top 8. And there's one Norma Silvie list that snuck its way into day 2 of all things.
Respect.
But it looks like the dominant archetypes that we're seeing are Fire Aggro. Specifically, Suzaku is the best performing Fire Aggro list. And then Serene Fire, well, not Serene necessarily, but Fire Spectre decks, either Luxem or Crux. Or there's this new spicy tech deck that is playing Oblation and Ciel, which made a showing in day 2 as well.
On that topic, so Creative Shock did release the deck tech for that CL Ablation deck, and shout out to Jason, he gave us a shout out.
That live stream was really funny. It's like 2:30, 3 a.m. and we're just like talking about random cards. We get to the advanced element section, which is right at the end, and we talk about Oblation and Blackjack, and I talk about adding another Stormcaller, and Limelight's just in chat. And so we talk a bit more, and then afterwards he told me he started testing the deck seriously, and it was really good. I remember at locals, before we had like a starter deck tournament, and I was just telling absolutely everybody that like I'm gonna blackjack you because that was the card that I wanted to play the most in the new set. And then the set releases, and it's super obvious that like Limelight told me not to tell people that it's a good deck because I just didn't bring the blackjack deck ever. And if you know me, it's like I should. It's probably because the deck is either like really good or just completely unplayable. And even if it was completely unplayable, I would probably still be bringing it just for fun. But yeah, he was trying to hide the deck for anyone that's not going to QS Cup, and unfortunately didn't make day 2 himself, but
Yeah, that's sad.
Bob on the list did make it, which is nice. But unlucky for him. I think he ran into like a bunch of Auckland players, so it is what it is. That matchup sucks.
Which is probably the bad matchup.
Yeah,
I think it's the only bad matchup for that deck.
Yeah. He mentioned in the video that like Luxem is the absolute worst matchup, and that and then I talked to him after QSG, and I said what happened, and he's like, just bad matchups versus like 2 Luxem players, and we knew the Luxem players as well, the New Zealand guys.
Yeah, they're good players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Saber, Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Which both- who both
unfortunate
made
for
day 2.
Jason. I think he definitely, if he didn't match up against those guys, I think he could have definitely gotten there with his creation.
Yeah, and we've been testing the Advent Oblation deck as well ourselves a little bit, and the deck is definitely very strong. And I think in an unprepared meta, like if people aren't expecting it, the deck is like really, really strong. But once it becomes like known and people start bringing sideboard tech for it, like it slows down quite a lot, and it is beatable.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it being like tier 0 broken or anything, and obviously it has a bad matchup with Luxem, which might end up being the best deck in the format, and if that's the case, this deck is kind of dead in the water. But it's a really cool list, really fun. Recommend you try it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree with you, Nathan. I don't think it's like T0 or anything. Having played against it with Water Diana, it seemed like a pretty fair deck in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with it design wise. I don't think there's any interactions that feel a bit unfair, except Riley Whisper.
If you guys want to see more, check out Creative Shock's video on the deck. I'll put a link in the description for that. But otherwise, yeah, what do you think of Norm Silvie making day 2 in this metagame, huh?
So
What about
Norm Silvie, not even Fire Silvie.
Yeah, Norm Silvie. Classic list.
I
It's
love it.
running
I love
It's running all of the slime, high count. It's playing 3 raccoons, but it's just exactly what you want out of Norm Silvie. 2 songbird.
I want to
just
make a
all
bet
of the-
those
all of the good
raccoons
stuff.
did so much work
I don't know how much work these raccoons do, but I'm gonna hope a lot. It's like there are things to me in this build that like strike me as like a little bit weird because Sylvie is so specific, and I mean I've played a lot of Sylvie in my life. Like just the fact that it's playing Safeguard Amulet and not Beast Bomb Boots, I'm like so curious to what the decision behind that is.
Yeah.
Is I mean maybe there's like non-targeting spells that are relevant in the metagame. Oh, I don't know.
Oblation.
Or maybe it's skills, right? Because if Suzaku is what you're worried about, then skills exist. Like there's Suzaku's like burn, right? From the
That's true. Yeah.
from the Fate Stone and other like skill-based things we'll get through boots. So I can definitely see it.
Planted explosive as well.
But yeah, I mean, Sylvie's material is always so tight. You gotta be careful. And I'm happy that it still sees representation even after Baby Slime.
I hate Storm Slime. Get that deck out of here.
I'm
I'm
proud.
just surprised that it's doing well in this metagame.
It looks pretty standard aside from. I'm wondering what they cut for the 3 Resolutes and the 3 Raccoons because. Okay, so Escape the Wreckage is definitely out now that Baby Grey Slime is banned. So that's probably like 4 slots. Maybe
Ordinary Bear is gone.
Okay, Ordinary Bear.
Yeah, and then I think the Terror package is a bit small because it's only playing 2 Songbirds and nothing else. Yeah.
Okay, so aside from that, it looks pretty normal. I love it. I think this deck is amazing. Not as in like top tier amazing, but as in like it's a great deck, you know? And people who play it well will do well. And obviously this person played it well.
Bring back slimes. Bring back slimes.
Fight the power. Right,
Let's
David?
not do that. Horrible. That's like the only blotch of this like perfectly red colored.
Oh god. This man. When will he stop?
We'll jump to some of the other one-offs that made it day 2. So the next one would be Fire Suited Lorraine. This is 9th place. KMO playing Fire Suited Lorraine. Going to level 2 playing Clarent. Looking Glass, Inert Sword, and Sword of Shadows. Which is really interesting because I actually thought that Suited Allies like really was relying on GCR and being able to get cards pre-rack. Like one of the lines that I really like is you're playing against one of these like Rile decks that you know can't kill a 2/3. So you can play like 4 Spades or 4 Hearts turn 1. Go GCR or Bauble or something turn 1, crack it, draw to 3, and then activate their ability pre-rack and get a lot of value. He's playing Fire Resonance Bauble, so I guess maybe you can still get most of that value. I just thought it was interesting because I think, yeah, the deck is so good at having 1 or 2 extra cards pre-rack to do things with.
Yeah, I'm looking at his ratios, and he definitely values being aggressive. But
it's a very fast list, right? Like the extra damage from Lorraine is super relevant.
Blazing Throw.
And also, like, with the swords, right? Like, those are 2 power swords.
Yeah.
So, because of the Looking Glass.
Yeah, Hearts.
So
I'm looking at the Cheshire Cats in the side deck, and I'm guessing that's just because if there's a matchup where Deflecting Edge is like dead, then you just easily side those in. But I'm just wondering, if the Cheshire Cats actually did any work for him.
Yeah, I'd be very curious. Also, I'm surprised to see Lantern inside. I guess maybe Aggro for Suzaku. Yeah, you stop the res. I mean, that makes. Yeah, okay.
Well, like KMO, like we know KMO, we know who it is as well.
Yeah.
He lives in New Zealand. Like he knows the meta read better than we do. Like he probably knew that Fire Aggro was a thing. Like Lantern, stopping Suzaku, and Rending Flames is another card, right? That gets stopped by it. Practical Polydepths, if that's still a card, apparently not.
What is
But,
it? Come on, David.
Water
Come on,
in my fire meta?
Yeah,
Thank you.
He's respecting water. There's a water bubble in the sideboard.
The water and wind was both in sideboard. Okay. Yeah, I mean I can see it for sure.
No, like look, obviously that was a bit of a joke there, but yeah, like the list is very aggressive. It seems he's got inspiring calls. I think he's got the right amount actually. Like when I was playing the deck, I was playing 4, which is like obviously the testing phase and everything like that. I do like his ratios. His ratio feels like he's been playing and testing with this deck. Like it seems like the right amount of cards. So
what do you think of No Arthur? Because I think No Arthur is okay. I haven't got any experience with this deck, but from an outside perspective, I feel like Arthur isn't necessary in this deck.
I think on balance, Inspiring Call is better than Arthur. Most of the time.
Yeah.
No Arthur. You need to play something like. His reach there was the Blazing Throw and the Inspiring Call, which I think is fine.
Yeah, and also the Straight Flare, right?
Straight Flare as well, yeah. That's the other card. Yeah, look, no Arthur is... Like we've seen these kinds of lists as well that plays Arthur and plays red hair as well, because a lot of the Rouge and some lists
Yeah.
play Duchess as well. So, but this one seems to be a bit more ally based, like a bit more direct, low to the ground. And Flame Sweep is a way for him to kind of, if he versus against allies, is to actually get a card advantage, win the board back, and start playing your suited after. So
It's really interesting because I think when I look at the material deck especially, it feels like this deck plays very differently to the suited deck that I played. Because the one that I played, like, wanted to stay level 0 for a long time with, like, GCR and Baubles and backup Charger and Tango. Whereas this one, like, you look at the material deck and it's actually really hard to stay level 0. It looks like it has to go level 1
Yeah.
pretty quickly. Like, maybe, like, you're not first turn, but pretty soon after. Especially if you're not playing against a fire deck. But, I mean, let's be real, when are you not playing against a fire deck?
Mm-hmm.
It's always fire.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is fire suited Lorraine.
when you live in Sydney, you don't. You live in
Uh,
Sydney, you don't.
I just want to say, guys, I love that in the top 8. So there's just 7 fire, and then the 1 wind deck is legit Jesus Kun. Like I don't know you, legit Jesus Kun, but I love your name. It is amazing.
I just thought it was so funny just when we first saw the decks come out, and it was like, you're allowed to play wind if you're Jesus, but
If
only
you're
Jesus can play wind.
Only Jesus can perform miracles.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
I do know him actually. I've played him a couple of times. He's every time I've played him, he's played Win Tristan. So I guess he's just sticking with it. Yeah, and it shows, right? Like if you stick to a deck in GA, you get better at the deck. Like you'll do better at big events and stuff like that once you know your deck.
Are you telling me to play
ins and
more
outs.
Water Diana, David?
Oh please, go play more Water Dino.
Please don't make me
Water
go
Dino's
back.
great.
Don't
Stick
make
to
me
your
go
guns.
back.
It is interesting to see this list though. This list looks, I mean, pretty much mostly standard. Like I literally don't see any card here that's surprising. It's just a standard level 3
the
Tristan with Slice and
Destiny.
Dice as an option. Crystallized
Even
Destiny is a bit unusual because
Crystallized
normally
Destiny's a bit. Yeah.
normally you play Veiling Breeze and then you play Innovate if you want to have something more powerful to rely on. I'm surprised to see Mandate of Honor in the sideboard for sure. I feel like that card never did anything for me, but I guess with Sadi, you can create like a one-sided mandate. Like you play mandate, they can't draw. You move to your turn, you bounce Sadi before you draw.
Which
maybe that's very
matchup is this
strong.
for?
It's for Ryle matchups that have like high influence. So
Yeah.
people have been saying that mandate is good versus Ryle. I haven't felt that personally. Like I played Unique Allies versus Ryle, and it felt like it was never really coming out.
If that's the case, wouldn't you want to main deck it?
I think the
Oh,
main deck
if-
space is really tight.
Like you're either playing Sensor or you're playing Mandate, right? And I think in most cases, Sensor is just a more all-round card. Like Mandate seems to be like hate just for Spectres, but Sensor hurts fire and water, as Christian knows very well.
Yeah, and we can see
So-
turbocharge is back down to 1. I think in Tristan lists it was sneaking up to 2 or 3 copies, but I think right now the metagame is just too fast to play turbocharge
I
consistently.
think it's just the way Tristan is playing. Like I think like I haven't got a chance to like test her or anything like that, but like just playing the game at the moment, a lot of things make it feel like you have to level up, which is probably why you're cutting down the turbocharges. Prep generate, it's like he's not running like Luca is a 4 of kind of thing, but lack of black market broker as well. I don't know,
always
like,
see
I just
something
feel like-
else, yeah.
I do feel like you're kind of lacking a little bit of prep gen.
He's drawing
maybe.
one card
Just
on
seems
on
like
level
that.
2, David. Just don't be mad at him. He's drawing one card on level 2. Okay.
What's
No,
that?
you
What?
just, you,
What?
you just
What?
always hit your severe the ones, it's fine.
Wait, Tristan level 2 has another text. I thought it just says like 4 prep, draw 2. Like, or if you level up to this champion without drawing 2 cards, you die. I thought that's what the other text that card has.
Yeah. Literally, it said like the card reads. Well, in Sydney, the card reads: if you don't draw 2, you go to jail. So you know.
Yeah, David will personally arrest you if you draw 1 card from Tristan level 1 to level 2.
No, I do.
Oh.
I've always said unless you're playing against Fire Aggro. Against Fire Aggro, I can accept the draw 1. Accept.
But yeah.
Yes.
One last interesting point. I think Safeguard Amulet is an interesting choice. I think Safeguard Amulet has been like significantly weaker in this metagame, but If Suzaku is specifically like you want to deny quest counters, it can definitely be very powerful.
Mhm.
But I think generally speaking, terraforming would be my preferred default. But I assume it has pretty well thought intentions, and he made top 8
Yeah.
Well,
into a lot
Tariff
of
seems to
Suzaku.
hurt that deck a lot more. Like I feel like Tariff hurts Suzaku a lot more than Safeguard Amulet
I think it
in
hurts them
general.
more on their like go off turn, but I think Safeguard is like it denies quest counters. It's like can be annoying for them to play through.
Well, if you're not going off that turn, I'm not a big fan of this card. If it's not because of the turn they're trying to go off against you, because the Suzaku also pings yourself. So even though your opponent's protected by it, you still get a prep. You still get a not a prep. What do you call them again? The
Quest counter.
quest counters. I mean, like, look, he did well, right? He top 8'd, so congrats to him.
Guys,
Yep.
I don't know if you've noticed this. You know, all the decks that made day 2 are fire, except 2.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is the Norm Sylvie and the
Yeah.
Did
Wind
you
Shadow
notice
Strike.
that? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
it's
thinking.
very slightly less than 90% of the metagame. It's like 89 or like 88% of the metagame is fire.
Oh,
In-
you can
in-
actually
in day
check
two.
it. Wait,
In
wait.
day two.
There is actually a number. There is actually a number.
Yeah, it's like
Meta
88 or
comparison,
something.
day 2. 88.9.
88.9.
Yeah. So
88.9.
I can do math, right? It's between 88 and 89, I knew that. But top cut conversion was slightly lower because the Tristan list made it, so it's only 87 and a half.
Yeah, win is
in
win
top
is
cut.
broken. Like this win deck just went all the way to the top cut.
David, not all of us are Jesus, okay? Not all
Yeah.
of us are Jesus.
Only Jesus could have done that.
Yeah. I could never. Speaking of the rest of day 2 and top cut, it's all fire aggro and fire specters. I had a quick look at the lists. I don't think any of them were too surprising. The Spectre level 3 decks are playing some kind of Spectre package and then an advanced element win condition. And then the fire aggro decks are pretty frequently playing the Spectre package as well, or some small amount of the Spectre package. Normally just like Liminal Guide and Undying Dreams, because you can play the Undying Dreams as well. And then, yeah, just a lot of damage. A lot of Suzaku made it. Some Lorraine. I don't think there was a lot of Xander. There's what, one Xander.
One Xander made top 8. 3 Suzakus. 2 Fire Aggro Lorraine and 1 Crux Lorraine.
Yeah, I was looking for Fire Aggro Xander. There's only one that made day 2. And then there's 2.
Yeah, only
Luxems,
one
so-
made it through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was Lucas. Yes, Lucas's. Yep.
but I guess if we're just going to focus down on these decks, we'll look at the top 2, which happen to be one aggro deck and then one Spectre level 3 deck, which is Gorja and Luxem specifically. So yeah, let's take a look at Sherlock's second place Luxem Xander list, and I don't think there's anything too surprising here.
Yeah, looks pretty standard
it's
to me.
Standard Silver
Resident
Fire
Luxem. Resident Luxem.
But
Guru,
if you were to
is there
build,
any?
if you were to build a Serene Luxem list, I think this is exactly what it like. You're playing Creative Shock, you're playing Ryle. Planted has come in and out of the lists occasionally. But yeah, it's actually running quite a big Luxem package now that I look at it.
Yeah,
between
it's
the-
got 3 striking illuminance. Is that normal?
Normally you play 4/4/4, and then of the Gleaming Cut, Lightweavers, and Luxem side. Uncover the Plot sits between 2 and 3. Excalibur sits between 2 and 3. And you can go lower if you're worried about some metagames. And then Striking Illuminance 3 is fine. Like, before you would play Slice and Dice at 3, and Striking Illuminance is like the same card. So I don't hate it. Placement of Resolute Stand I definitely agree with. I think Resolute Stand is the best fog in that deck, and I'd much rather play it over Vanish from sight.
Yeah.
Or Under Fire?
Yeah, or Under Fire, yeah. I think on average the best one that's most easy to play. And like the minus edge rule doesn't matter too much in this deck. I will note the material deck, something is weird with this material deck, because it's playing Tengu. Oh, there's no sword. I used to playing Striking Illumination, so it's fine.
So there's no dagger. There's no dagger there.
Yeah.
He's
'Cause you're not playing
he's
Slice,
playing
right?
3
When you're not
claws.
playing Slice, the dagger's not hitting twice in the turn, so you can cut the dagger.
Yeah, the thing that strikes me with this list is the 3 Divine Relics, which I've never seen before in a while. I don't think I've ever seen it
Oh,
actually. Before.
Actually, yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, 2 Divine Relics
like-
in sideboard, which is really interesting. I'm actually curious as to how much work Art of War ever does, and like what matchup it's good in, because I feel like if you rip Art of War versus Fire Aggro, you're kind of dead. That's been my experience with playing Art of War.
I think it depends what kind of fire aggro though. Like in all honesty, like it's the
I mean,
allies variant.
I mean, it still does stop Suzaku from like monster reborning itself and then coming back, right?
That I can definitely see. I haven't played it versus Suzaku. That would make a lot of sense. The Grail, I would assume, is for like Luxem mirror. Like Grail is so much better than GCR on the mirror. I don't imagine it's coming in for too many other things. And then, oh, actually, it's actually very surprising that it's what, 2 reduce 1 acolyte all in sideboard. Like, there's literally no way to deal with Sensor in this deck aside from Excalibur, and you're not playing Excalibur on Sensor. So I guess he's just saying if you bring out Sensor versus me, like, I'll just play a standard Luxem game plan where
You can still discard it, right? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. Like,
like you
take
just
a
play with
turn
your level
off.
2 and you play like old Serene Luxem
Mm.
when you didn't draw Creative Shock and you're completely fine.
Yeah.
And your opponent spent the turn off going Sensor, so I can definitely see it.
I
But
feel
it's
like,
interesting
yeah.
that he still brings in the Reduce and the Acolyte for game 2, I assume.
It just seems that Luxem is probably the one fire Spectre deck that doesn't care about Sensor. That's the way I look at it, and that makes the deck pretty strong.
It's more not that it doesn't care, more like it's just the one that's least hit by it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The deck, yeah, like, you're right. It does look pretty stock standard. It's pretty nice. Again, we know Sherlock as well. Like, he's a good friend of ours as well. So congrats on him coming second.
And then moving on to first place, we're looking at Jaya, who's playing Fire Aggro Suzaku.
this man will. Oh wait, no, he did play one time without. He didn't play Aggro once, I believe.
At Ascent Melbourne, he played something else, right? He was playing Luxem.
Yeah.
Or was it now? He was playing Wind Luxem, I think, at some point.
Was it Wind
I
Luxem?
remember that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just gone back to his roots. He's just like, yeah, nah, stuff.
Back to his
Just gonna-
roots. And I swear Fire Aggro is so weird these days. It's always just like pick your champion, and then it's always got like a Guardian weapon. And I mean, this one's playing Sword of Seeking as well. Like,
Yeah.
the material decks is always just so many random cost bonus cards. But yeah, this deck is. I mean, it's been very strong. We've seen some Suzaku in our local metagame as well. This deck hits so hard, so fast. You die turn 2 so frequently. And then if they draw Ryle and pitch like Liminal plus floating or 2 Liminals, like you're just guaranteed dead on the next turn. It can kill you so quickly. It's interesting to see Trinket in this deck actually. Really interesting to see Trinket in this deck.
Yeah, you can.
Man is respecting water.
Yeah, I mean, like he probably thought, maybe there's a chance
Just in
Diana
case.
does something, or any type of like what other water decks, fractals, exist, but
I'm actually more surprised with the level 2 in the deck. Because when I play Fire, Gorgia, like, there's barely a time where I'm going to go to level 2.
Yeah,
So-
it's a bit curious. There's the level 2 and there's no Ignis, because I thought Ignis would make most of the Suzaku lists. I think Ignis is pretty good in that deck, or at least I thought so. But it's actually in, I think, almost none of the Gorgia lists.
yeah,
Well, I think maybe even none of the Fire Aggro lists, which is a surprise to me. I don't think Ignis is like a fantastic card in those decks, but like I think it does open up some lethal lines, so I would have expected it to be there, but it's just not. I wouldn't really know though. I'm not a huge Fire Aggro player.
yeah. I mean, I expected Ignis deals to be at least played at like 2 copies and then cutting the level 2. This deck primarily revolves around the discard mechanics of like Creative Shock and Ryle and 3 of Hearts. These were the 3 cards that I thought were going to be played together all the time before the set came out. I just didn't think it would be in an aggro deck. I thought that this would be like a core package for like control. For level 3 decks.
Yeah. Even like Liminal Guide in a aggro deck, that's like we didn't expect that as well, right? Oh, I didn't. Anyway, maybe you guys did.
Yeah, I definitely didn't.
It's
But
no,
But
I
like
didn't.
you can like when you see it play out, it's you see instantly why it's so strong. And there's also like
Yeah.
you're playing Vengeful Paramour, which is the Fire Spectre that you can bring back and do some extra damage. So you have plenty
Yeah,
of targets.
which
for this
triggers
card.
Suzaku.
That may be the
L-
reason
like-
why that he's
oh.
running Gorgia level 2 because of the liminal guides. It's more like just get the extra HP and get the draw off, because obviously you want to go to level 1 immediately, like in this deck with those quest counters for Suzaku. So, it doesn't give you enough windows to really take advantage of liminal guide unless you have that level 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
No Suzaku's command as well, which is a bit of a surprise for me. It's a big bit. There's 3 cards that like I normally would think should in Suzaku, which is Suzaku's command, Clumsy Apprentice, and Rococo, and they're not in there. So I guess the take is that you're gonna have a lot more influence. This deck more likely you're gonna have more than 4 influence. So Rococo doesn't make the cut. Clumsy not making the cut is a little bit strange for me because Clumsy plays a dual role of getting you a quest counter and drawing you a card.
Mm.
Yeah, and even on
So-
the like seeing like 3 of hearts in a deck like this is like it's unusual, right? 'Cause we're, again,
Yeah.
like it's an efficiently set ally, and we've seen like lurking assailant in aggro decks before, so I can kind of see why it's here. But then at the same time, like, yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
not really aggressive leaning ally the same way that Rococo or Clumsy, typically is.
The card that we're seeing that obviously is also would have dealt a lot of damage is Peppered Chef, like sacrificing an ally to deal 4, 2 mana deal 4. Combos very well with Suzaku.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2 mana deal
Like,
8.
yeah, like that card is strong.
It's
And maybe
essentially a
that
Suzaku's
replaces
command,
the
right?
command.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is command, isn't it? So I guess that might have replaced it.
It's not unpreventable or unblockable, but then at the same time, like
Yeah.
it makes you less reliant or less
Yeah.
less dependent.
You don't
on-
put all your eggs in one basket.
You're not as weak to,
Mm.
especially like Song of Frost or Tactical Retreat.
Yeah.
I love Fire
Yeah.
Interference. I think that card is great, especially with all the Serene Spirits running around. It's a probably wins a lot more games than people give credit for, I think.
Interesting to see Underfire in the sideboard. I'm guessing that's tech for when someone tries to heat vengeance you. Otherwise, I imagine most of the time you're preferring to spend your deck slots on killing your opponent. But
Yeah.
it's nice to see them having some defensives for.
Well,
I'm
he has
guessing
defensive in the
overall.
main as well. Restorative Flames. I think this was something that third place Ados actually brought to nationals last year. That kind of caught
Interesting.
our resident Fire Suzaku player. They played the mirror, and that card blew him out because he went for lethal and just got cool. I heal 6. He's like, oh wait, what?
Yeah, kill on the crack.
So
You're definitely
he's got
not
that in his main
expecting
deck.
a fire aggro deck to heal 6 on you randomly. So yeah, I can definitely see that.
It just seems like this is a bit more slower, maybe, but it hits you hard on that one turn. Maybe.
Yeah, like that's what we're
Like you're
seeing with
slowly burning. Maybe that's why like the cards that the other cards that we're talking about didn't see play. Like it seems like you're either just burning them very slowly, like not slowly, but you're burning it in a couple of turns. Once you get to your 7 counters, then you combo off and just start smacking them because you'll have a lot of fire cards in the graveyard and things like that. So
Yeah.
It's definitely really interesting to see. I don't think I'll be
But
happy
yeah.
to see more Suzaku in my meta, but I guess I can't complain about aggro and level 3 Spectre and everything else. So it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, Nathan. Yeah. Houses
yeah.
on fire. it's fine.
Congrats to JR. So like again, James.
Yeah,
Creative
congrats,
Shock
James.
member.
Yeah.
So
Hold on,
Melbourne,
hold on.
Melbourne
Yeah.
boy.
yeah, Creative Shock
He got one. He got the Aussies got one, guys. Finally.
because he's on my back.
Any
Represented.
other comments on Quicksilver Cup as a tournament? I think the first thing for me is no Water Diana, and essentially I think almost no Water Diana in the tournament. Even like almost
I
no
think,
one is playing 8-throwing Diana at all, and that kind of surprises me. I don't think the deck is that bad, but I mean I don't think I would have bought it either if I was going. But it does surprise me that so few people are.
I think Tiamat. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think I remember seeing one list. It's like Tiamat. He came 56th. Like, must have got. I don't know what he got bodied against, but he must have got bodied.
6 people played it, so and the best score was 232. So yeah, Diana didn't do very well at all. By the time that this video comes out, then the Diana deck tech that I made will have come out. I will say that the matchup against Fire Aggro isn't too bad for Diana. She has a lot of like outs for a lot of things. She's got tactical retreats. She's got a Frostborn Paladin for the intercept. She's got Flash Grenade. Flash Grenade just like is just a skip your opponent's turn kind of thing. She's got a lot of tech for it. And let me just have a look at James's list for a second. I just wonder what he could tech against Diana. I think Tricket does do a lot of work against Water Diana.
Yeah, tactical costing 5 is really really hard to play.
Yeah. You'll find that Diana doesn't have, while she doesn't have like a low influence count, she doesn't necessarily have a high one either. So yeah. But then again,
And you have sensor as well, right? Like sensor
of
definitely
course,
is.
yeah. So I will say though, like if there's a meta with just only Ryle and aggro decks, I wouldn't mind playing Diana into it. It doesn't feel too bad because no one's running around Sensor in the Ryle decks because, you know, why would they do that? What?
I just had a look at Tiamat's first two matchups. One was against Yamakin, who's playing Win Tristan, and the second one was against Win Seryu. He had a 0-2 start against the 2 win decks.
Bro, like this is just what happens to Diana players, man. They just fucking match up into the wind decks, the very few wind decks that exist, and then they just get wrecked by them. It's not fair. I feel bad for the Diana players that just match up into their worst pairings. It's fine. I'm with Nathan sitting in the fire. It's fine.
He's joined the furnace.
This is fine.
This list caught my eye. Win, Slice and Dice, Ciel.
I've thought about building this just because I was like, oh, if you get 5 omens, Slice and Dice does 15 damage with no weapon, which is
sick.
like, because you keep looking at like Ciel and you're like, how do I abuse this? How do I abuse this omen mechanic? How
Well,
do
this
I get
deck,
full attacks in the same time?
he's literally playing
Who's
like the
playing it?
Looking
Who's playing
Glass.
it?
J Cheese?
J Cheese.
Number 38.
I think J Cheese. He's playing the Looking Glass. He's playing both Bulwark Sword and Inert Sword. So literally, by the time he plays a Slice, those swords are 4 damage each. Right? Probably it is Inert Sword because you don't want to Tariff Ring yourself, I guess.
So it's 3 from the sword. So you get like 1
3 from a
half
sword,
your omen.
1 from the Omen. Let's just say 1 from an Omen.
So you hit for
That's 4.
7, and then you hit for 10, so it's 17 damage.
17
Pretty
damage.
good.
If you got 3
When you
omens, it's
go-
19. If you have 5 omens, it's 21, and you draw 2 cards into memory.
Yeah, it's just funny because you look at the main deck list and you're like, this is Tristan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tristan with
It's a
heavy
Tristan
swing
list.
and
It's a
overpowering
Tristan
defense.
with heavy swing. Yeah,
Yeah.
look, it's cute and I like it.
I like
like
the
this list.
I like the slice into overpowering defense as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, for
that's
sure.
good. Yeah, to stop the thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like you're playing
nice.
in cap. It's like you're playing in cap, right? But you're not an assassin, so you can't play in cap. So you have to play
You
them.
can't play.
I
This
just see
is a
like
cool
there's
list.
like the B game plan, or like kind of whenever you play a slice deck, because slice never gets enough to kill by itself. You have to have like some other way to pressure, and the hours game plan is, these 2 drops and Ace and Protector and Brisk Windroller, and Sadi will chip a little bit as well. So you can definitely see the game plan here. And in another metagame, I sick, but probably this one's a
Well,
bit
like-
too fast for it.
I don't know. Like, CL hits hard. Like CL hits really hard. If you just go level 1, so you're playing like an allies list, but you just go level 1 straight away. You banish 1 card, and once you bring out a bulwark sword, like your heavy swing. If you play heavy swing, you swing for 10. Like that's a lot of damage for an allies deck. That's a lot of damage. So if you can like kind of slow them down with sensor, something like that, just partially slow them down. He's got Eternal Magistrate there as well. Like if you got EM out, like it's very hard for fire to clear that card.
I can see it. I just think like when I played these types of lists, last season, beginning of last set, like one of the things that I found out with these new aggro decks is that a lot of these new aggro decks we played like aggro Diao-Chan and aggro Gorja, like they love to
Mhm.
level to 1 really, really fast, and then just having 19 health is so much more than 15 health when you're trying to like kill them on the crackback. So I don't know if I would be super comfortable playing against aggro, but I mean you're playing Bailing Breeze as well. Like, it could definitely be possible. This looks super fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to JG's.
Hey, cheese. You have Nathan's seal of approval for being a good win deck. I think that's probably the most.
I've been thinking about building it for sure. I was like, man, it seems. I thought it was just a bit too cute, and I've been playing enough wind annoying raccoon decks for our metagame, I think. So I moved on to other things. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a fun cook for sure.
Yeah, cool. So, I guess we talked about it in our previous videos and things like that. So, just kind of our concerns. I guess concerns by 2 of our members, not me. I think it's great, but by being too dominant, like Are you worried seeing what you just saw here, or is this like too early to tell?
I'll say that I'm
What's
worried
your
about our
take?
draft, and that this event doesn't count towards our draft because it's not an ascent, and our draft only counts ascent or higher level of.
Yeah, whatever.
But
So a loser.
if this was in our draft, I think Christian would have won the entire thing on the spot. Because, ooh, yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
I mean,
I think I'm also in a lot of trouble as well.
first place is playing 3 of hearts. All right, James is playing 3 of hearts. So I got
James is
some
playing
points.
3 of
there.
That's true.
Hearts.
I wasn't expecting 3 of hearts to make a showing, but it did.
Yeah, I got a couple points there. But yeah, there's
I think I got a couple of points for what's his name, March Hair, which I like. March Hair made a
dude, bro,
showing.
you got liminal guy. You're chilling. All right.
Oh yeah,
I'm in-
I'm chilling, but
I'm in dead
literally
last.
Christian is winning this because he's got 2 Spectre cards. We each have
Yeah.
1 Spectre card.
I have 3 Spectre
He's
cards.
What's your
he has
third one?
no, he has Ryle, Evercurrent, and Undying Dreams.
Oh, I thought you got Undying Dreams.
No, he's farming us, bro. No, I got nothing. I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
I
What do
picked
you
up
have?
a s-
What's your?
I picked a Spectre card at the end, and it was
Oh, the guard. You picked the guard.
The fleeting guard. Or something.
yeah, but fleeting.
Oh,
Guard,
you're dead
yeah.
last, buddy.
Yeah, I'm fucking. I'm out of here, bro.
You're
Boom.
dead, bro. 4 of my 6
Uh,
cards are being played, so I'm happy.
Christian, so if you can pick a good deck for me for store champs, that'd be.
Yeah, no worries, mate. You're gonna play
Oh.
Water Diana. And I'm gonna play a nice little wind deck.
Oh, it's so.
Oh, that would be so good. That would be
so
so good.
over. Anyway, that
Oh,
aside, I
please
think
tell me. Please tell me.
Karma's a fucking
Christian, I
bitch,
might
yeah.
actually stop playing fire for that one. I might stop playing fire for that one. I'm gonna play 4 raccoons and 4 expeditions open.
just gang up on
Please
me.
tell me when that one is happening.
guys, I
Get
can't
him,
even-
get
guys.
him.
I know this was my idea, but
This is
maybe
personal.
maybe this was a mistake. Maybe this was
It's
a bad
personal.
idea, guys. I'm
Expeditions
going to
opening
have
raccoon.
faith in the Grand Archive player base to innovate and beat these decks, and so they will have less presence at Ascent Boston. Please, if you're going to Ascent Boston, do not play Spectres. I'm begging you for the sake of my sanity. But yeah, I mean, I'm moderately concerned, but I mean, I think Tristan showing up probably gives confidence to anyone that doesn't want to play Spectres, and I think a lot of players will try and opt out of playing the Spectre like mirror match, which is to me very much decided on how quickly you find Wild the Abyss. So I'm gonna hope that people aren't having fun with that and will choose not to play it and will find other things to play. Because like, when the Sylvie Recollection deck came out, and there was an option for a lot of people to play Sylvie, there were a lot of good players that tried to avoid Sylvie for as long as possible. And as a result, Sylvie didn't actually win an event for a very long time. So I'm gonna hope that the same thing happens here, and people will avoid Spectres. But I also have a feeling that
That's some
people
nice.
like Fire and Spectres,
Yeah.
and
That's some nice
We'll play.
copium
I
you
will
got there.
say. I will say.
let me
though,
have something.
think
Let me have
to-
something.
Look, I think this is my take on this. I think like NZ is like you're either playing allies or you're playing fire. Like I think that's the 2 elements that. I think Oceania.
David, you said one
is a
element.
little bit-
You said
Fire
allies or
and-
fire?
like win allies. Sorry, I'm thinking in my head like win. Were you
Ah,
playing
okay.
like win allies or fire kind of thing? Like I think they're like always the popular picks. The 2 elements that I think in Oceania that's normally quite popular is wind and fire. Even like speaking in terms of wind, to be honest, we're not 100% sure. We know there are like water players in Australia, like dedicated water players. But I think if you're gonna look at the metagame for in Melbourne, fire has always been a popular choice down there in general, and I think in Sydney the most popular choice is win. The biggest problem is I think NA loves fire. Like I think NA is fire country. It's Chicago Fire. It's like the name a team after the element as well.
I'm not worried.
There's like two. There's like 2 C ascents this season, right? Like maybe
Yeah.
C can bail me
That's
out.
what I'm
They
saying.
don't-
I think
yeah.
hope on C. Hope on C.
Maybe C can bail
maybe.
me out. Yeah.
Alright.
C loves Merlin. C
Team
loves
Actually,
Merlin.
no, hold on. C loves Luxem, bro. They're gonna all play Serene Spectre
Oh,
Luxem.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
so
no.
doomed. I'm so cooked.
Apex has cooked you.
Dude, the
Hope for-
Chef is
wait,
sacrificing me to get the +2 attack. Oh no.
Is Henky? Henky? What's Henky on? Henky, you.
Maybe Henky can play Chrysalis and play Ciel.
Yeah, he'll play some anti-meta allies thing, I think.
He'll be the anti-meta. He'll
But-
be the savior.
As for my opinion on this situation, I still think it's a bit too early to say. Look, I will say though, if almost 90% of the day 2 decks are one element, I don't care what element you are or what deck it is, like that is probably going to be a problem if it continues to be that way. No game should be designed around just one color just overtaking the rest. Aside from Razor Gale, I think this is the tournament with the most of the same element ever represented in a top cut, right?
I can't say for sure, but I would guess so.
There'll be a lot of water as well. I think there's been like a water form. Gembu Fractal. There was a lot of.
I mean, yes, but I don't think it's almost 90% of the top cut.
Maybe. Yeah.
So that is putting up some red flags for me. That being said, though, I like I said before, I'm still enjoying this meta for now. If it starts to get as stale as it has gotten for Nathan, then I might sing a different tune.
I think the event that might have a similar amount of conversion would be like Ascent Melbourne, had like heaps of Nico, but even then I think there was a good amount of like Windari and stuff around. I'm moderately concerned, but I mean we'll see. I think the next ban list is right after Ascent Boston, so we'll get a feel for how Weebs feels about the metagame then. I'm assuming they won't ban Rile outright, but maybe they'll put it like, category 3 if they want to keep their eye on it or something. But we'll figure it out then.
Yeah. And, I'll get to choose another card if Ryle gets banned, right, guys?
Absolutely not. If you farm a
No
million
chance you-
points off of Ascend Boston, you're not getting another pick.
You
You have to make your picks based on whether or not, if you get banned, it means that you got a bunch of points. I'm not giving you any.
Will it have been the quickest banned if... Oh, no, it won't be the quickest ban. Oh, no, it will have been the
I
quickest
mean,
ban.
do you count
It will
the
be.
3 visits errata as a ban? It's not a ban, but
Not necessarily, no. Yeah, I don't think any card has been banned in the same set that it came out in, and like in that same meta.
oh, I mean,
This card?
no, I spun.
Oh wait, sorry.
Plenty of-
Reckless Conversion and Sword of Avarice both got banned in DOA, right? Or am I crazy? Was it FTC?
No, it's FTC. They were FTC. They were banned in
Mm.
FTC.
It's Iceborne Slam, right? Iceborne Slam got banned the set it came out right at the end of the set.
Yeah, you're right.
Icebound was MRC. It was before A and B.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess so.
right at the end of the set.
The way I see it is, I look at the Spectre package similarly to like Lost in Thought, like the same power level as a Lost in Thought, which at the beginning also I do think that card was a bit problematic.
Lost in Thought's banned, David.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I could see it being a problem. Lost in Thoughts was like generally a bigger problem because it was a 0 cost that ups up your Frostborn Paladin. It's like it literally, like if you're saying like this card is a +2, like Lost in Thoughts is a +10, right? Like it has potential to be that powerful. But my biggest concern is if the fire decks. I've had to talk about this with Nathan like off like a couple of days ago as well. Like, and I do agree with him. Like I think for like deck builders trying to understand and beat Spectre package, you're not having fun. Like it's a rough time for you.
I'm tearing my hair out, man. It's hard. It's hard.
But for like, I think if you're not that and you're just trying to find a deck that beats Spectre, you can. I think you can make a deck just to beat Spectre, and it's a competitive deck. Like, and I think half the field playing fire. I think the decks that beat Spectres are fire decks, but fire aggro decks beats Spectre decks. So, and I think the numbers kind of show that as well in this tournament. My biggest concern with this package is if everyone is playing the same decks. That is my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna play top decks that are quite, prevalent, like fractals, like everyone is pretty much Dao Chan. There's a couple of Aries here and there, but pretty much your game plan is the same. Because it is built that way. All the cards are built to be run that way. The same can be said with slimes, like Storm Slimes. The deck made itself essentially. So if somehow Spectres starts going down that road where everything is running the same thing, like you're running the same advanced elements, you're running the same champions, and then you are just literally playing 100% mirrors, then I think that's when the problem is.
I mean, as it is, I think we're only seeing like Xander and then Crocs, and then maybe this Advent Ablation deck takes off as well. But it's not like Spectres is succeeding in every champion. Quite literally, like the level 3 fire champions that have been good in the past. So
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how it shakes
Weebs
out.
have said as well, right? Weebs also have said like this set is meant to be promoting level 3 gameplay, and this guy does it.
Level
So maybe
3
this is what they
water gameplay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those. They don't exist.
Look, yeah, I agree with what you said. On the topic of fire aggro, I don't have a problem with any fire aggro decks right now. However, I will say I am cautious of the design of fire aggro decks in the future, because at some point we will reach critical mass of cards that can just do damage and kill people, and it's getting to the point where it almost doesn't matter what champion you run at level 1, just because all the cards that do damage will just to kill people before they have a chance to do anything. In terms of design space for fire aggro, I'm not sure where they could take it in the future without just absolutely breaking it. So I am concerned for the future of fire aggro in upcoming sets.
Yeah, I have played against a decent amount of fire aggro, and it does feel like we're getting close to that kind of critical threshold. Like, the fact that fire aggro is able to win finals against Serene Luxem Xander, which, like, in the past, that used to be a pretty comfortable matchup for Serene Luxem Xander, just because you had access to so much healing. But now it feels like fire aggro can still get to the damage thresholds to kill. Like, I played Serene Ciel versus fire aggro, and you think like 36 is a lot of health. Like, literally, if they don't kill me when I'm at my spirit, you level to 1, and suddenly you have access to 26 health. You gained plus 11 health. And then if they don't kill you that turn, you go level 2 dungeon guide, and you go from 26 health to 36 health. So you turn 1, you go plus 11 health. Turn 2, you go plus 10 health. And it's like, they can still kill you through that, which is kind of absurd. And I think it feels like at this point you kind of need to have like that plus defensive tools, which is, defensive tools are normally coming out of your main deck, and you're not always going to find them. So I think at this point, like, fire aggro is going to have a decent win rate versus literally every deck, because you just have access to so much damage. And if they don't find the exact tools that they need to find, you can just get blown out. And even like this last week, I played Water Silvie Nico at our locals, and before, that deck used to be super comfortable versus fire aggro, because you're playing cards like Revitalizing Clans and Storm of Thorns, which just absolutely shut down the deck. But I was just finding like they just have enough damage that they can still be very scary to play against if you don't draw all of the cards you want. And I'm playing Summer Frost and stuff as well. Like, you have a lot of tools to fight at Cerulean Decree, but yeah, they're still scary just because of the raw output, and a lot of their cards are fast speed now, is getting very hard. And the different flavors also make it hard to build around like the hybrid damage styles of combat and non-combat damage coming in.
My biggest worry with GA, there's a couple of things that I have concerns about. One was like hard counter spells, like being able to just counter spells, like Frostbinds and Glimmering Refusal was like the one card that was just like level 0 or 1 deck should not have this. It should not have the ability to just incap you for 2 mana, 2 costs. Sorry. The other side of things that I always had concerns about is fast damage spells, like just being able to hit your opponent with just these damages. I always find those kind of cards a bit concerning. And I feel like this set, they released a card that can be absurd, in my opinion, which is the Fiery Interference. That kind of card scares me because now your game plan of healing doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to heal, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can
I think it's kind of
essentially like just OTK people now with fire interference just on like and they don't even have a chance to fast cure. Like it's kind of absurd how you can just kind of pass your turn into Vermilion Decree, into fire interference into Vermilion Decree, get out an Impact Hammer, and then just like Heated Vengeance and then Blazing Throw, and then you've just won the game. Like you've literally just won the game right then and there.
Yeah, it is a little bit scary in that sense. It is kind of funny as well. Like, it's gonna get clipped probably for some reason. That my concern with previous format is saying like water had all the answers. Like water was like touching into these other abilities of things. Like fire being able to fire got 2 cards like recently that just seems like very non-fire kind of effects, which is Ember Crypt Burn, banish target card from graveyard. I'm like, that doesn't seem like a fire thing. Deal 2 damage, each champion is, but banish target card isn't. And then the Restoration Flame, like, that doesn't seem like a fire card to me. Like, banish up to 3 fire elements to recover 2 for each one you banish. Like, that just seems a bit. So, like, if your opponent's playing these cards, like, you just play, oh, well, I'm gonna restore 6 life. It just doesn't seem like a fire thing for me. So
it seemed like maybe something that if it was in fire, it might be locked behind a class bonus or a champion bonus or something like that instead.
Not like that, but it just feels like if that card says banish up to 3 water cards for each card you banish, recover 2 into 2 cost water fast.
I get it. But if there was some overlap, I would imagine it would be just less generalized in the element and more locked in.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. So it is a little bit scary, cool. But like maybe this is what they thought was the way to counter. Like if you're gonna make the level 3 decks faster, you make the fire decks hit harder.
I mean, they have spoken
Maybe
a little bit
that's
about wanting to give access to like the identities to all 3 elements, like making the siloing them a little bit less, so they're giving more of each of the elemental like restricted mechanics around, and so this is probably just an extension of that. Which I think is fine. I think it's like it has been frustrating to play an element and say like I just can't do this thing that is normally very easy for other elements to do.
As an example, like wind can't discard to save its life. I was gonna ask you guys, do you think the solution to this is to print better damage reduction or better heals?
My concern with that is if you start printing those, then like everyone's just gonna play level 3 fire decks. Like I agree with the fire aggro being maybe a little bit too scary, but maybe it needs to be kind of this scary. Like you kind of have to be. It's like a touch and go kind of thing, in my opinion. Like I'm still a believer that Win can play level 3. Like you can still play level 3 Win decks, like Tristan, like things like that. Maybe Win Xander, you can still play that.
I actually think Fire has been in like the perfect spot, like for a really long time in a lot of metas, where it can definitely just take wins and win tournaments, but has never been super oppressive. Is this tournament like a signal that it might have gone a bit too far?
Normally every format, I will try to play a fire deck. Like I will always try to play a fire level 3 deck.
Sorry, did I say fire decks or did I say fire aggro decks?
You said
fire decks.
Oh, sorry, I meant fire aggro decks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fire aggro decks is always going to be scary, especially like early in the format, right? Like fire aggro decks is always a scary deck early format.
Yeah, that's why I'm not worried. Like honestly, that's why I have no. Yeah. There's no part of me that's saying, oh, fire aggro decks are busted and they're too strong or blah 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 for now. But I feel like it's on the radar. It's on the radar, I think.
I think historically, I've always played decks that have just happened to have good fire aggro matchups. Like I just play, I mean, a lot of wind decks, right? And I'm just playing Zephyrs in my deck, and sometimes Veiling Breeze and these other tools that aren't necessarily there to be anti-aggro tools, but double as anti-aggro tools. And I'm finding that now they feel like they're just not enough. So maybe I need to dedicate more, deliberate building to beating fire aggro if I want to beat it, which is arguably not a bad thing. But it does feel like it is creeping up there in power. I also think I am not super worried because it is early in the format. And typically people can adjust and find ways to get around the damage. The main concern I would have is just that with the amount of champions that have good fire aggro tools these days, it might be kind of like the fire aggro decks can adjust around the counterplay, and it would be hard to be able to beat all of them at the same time if you want to have a good fire aggro matchup, generally speaking. But maybe that's a good thing if you're a fire aggro player and you can make the correct meta call to bring the right fire aggro deck to beat the tech pieces that other people are bringing.
Yeah, like for me, as long as like it's not the same champion, I'm probably a bit more okay with it. That's just me. Element wise, I'm not much concerned about that. It's
Which meta would you rather live in, David? A meta where no one can go to level 3 because you die too early on turn 2, or a meta where everyone can go on level 3, except but they're all playing the same boring package?
I mean, if they're the two options, definitely not like the aggro, because aggro is just like it's just like it's not fun, right? Like dying in 2 turns, it's just like you're not actually playing a game. At least if you get to go level 3, you guys can fight it out a little bit more.
I'm not saying that this is what the meta is now. I'm just curious about this hypothetical situation.
I would say like going to level 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I wouldn't live in a wind world.
this is like this is fine. You've got fire aggro on one side and Rile the Abyss side, and they're both just burning my house down. And you're asking me to pick my poison. But yeah, I mean, if I have to take it, I think I would take the level 3 meta just because there's a bit more variety. I mean, there can be variety within aggro as well, but I think the decks do feel like they have more spread to them than aggro lists. And as much as like it's a bit weird because when I played a lot of CCGs, I was always a player, but I'm not really a big fan of aggro in this game. Maybe because I'm not just playing ladder and trying to play as many games as possible within an hour. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of aggro generally, and aggro mirrors I think can be a lot of math, which can be interesting. But yeah, I'm not a fan of just wrapping games up in 15 minutes and moving, I guess.
I really like aggro decks that make it just difficult enough to make that lethal. You know what I mean? Like you really have to play well to get there. But aggro decks where it's just like, blah blah, bling, bang, 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 you're dead. Like those ones are a bit. Those ones are definitely more boring.
Yeah, sometimes I find playing against aggro is really really interesting. When you have these like close games, we have to figure out exactly how much damage they have access to, and you play a really tight line between being greedy enough that you can kill them back quickly or can achieve your value, but also safe enough that you stay above their ranges. But then sometimes you play against aggro decks and they draw something absurd, and this absolutely ever could have done. And those games are much less fun.
I just want to repeat for everyone that I am not particularly concerned with this meta right now, and it's still early days. This is the first tournament, so it's understandable that people are still trying to stick with things that they're comfortable with. I am going to be cautiously optimistic still.
Don't ban Rile. You don't need to ban it. That's my take of this. It's like, don't ban Rile. Not yet. If anything, not yet. But at the moment, don't ban it. That's it.
Just proxy as Vault. Make something spicy and proxy as Vault.
I think banning Rile after the first descent of the format would be a bit too trigger happy on the ban list. But yeah, I mean, I'm slightly pessimistic, I think, but I mean, I'm also a little just hopeful that we get something good out of Boston and we see some decks that I haven't been myself. I'm sure there's a lot of good chefs find something that I'll find interesting. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, if Boston does turn out to be a lot of fire, I will be hoping for something to happen to the deck, either a Proxy's Vault or a ban list or whatever,
Or recollection.
sooner rather than later. Yeah, just
Merlin
something to shake up the
Recollection?
metagame because this is not one that I particularly enjoy. I'll be honest, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
A Mordred recollection?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's it for us. So that's our analysis of Quicksilver Cup. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.